So a lot of people ask, why do you jump out of a perfectly good airplane? I started skydiving because I graduated from college. It was my college graduation gift to myself. I wanted to jump as soon as I knew it existed, and I had a friend in college mention that they had done it over the summer. So with about a year of saving and some weight loss, I jumped June 19th, 2009. This is my first tandem. 3 or 4 people actually said they would go with me, but the only person that showed up was my sister. She actually went before me, got to the ground and said she'd never do it again because she didn't know you had to be backwards in the plane up to altitude. So she was kind of sick when she got to the ground. Me, on the other hand, I wanted to go back up right away. This was me at the end of my jump. I didn't get to go back up because it was the last load of the day, but I did make quite a few friends that night that told me I didn't have to pay for skydiving, which was surprising. I could actually learn to pack and do it for jump credit. So here I'm learning to pack. I'm actually teaching one of our newer students. This was my weekend job, and I've packed about 150 to 200 student chutes to get through my AFF, my advanced freefall course. I take a lot of pride in the packing that I do because my malfunctions due to packing is extremely low, 1 in about 1,000 for the last 5 years. I love training new students and seeing them light up when it makes sense. The tandem here, you can see how much bigger it is than a sports chute, and it's actually quite difficult, but when you get the hang of it, it's about 10 to 20 minutes, no matter how difficult it can get, but it takes about 10 to 20 minutes when you get good at it. This is me in one of my AFF jumps. AFF is about 7 courses or 7 jumps, more if you don't do what you're supposed to do, which is what this leads to. One of the reasons that it took me a year to get through AFF, and usually people it takes about a summer, is I had an injury. When you go to come in for landing, you're supposed to do what's called flaring, which is braking, and I braked about 50 feet in the air and came in full force into the ground, landed on my ankle, got a sprained ankle. But luckily, by about week 6 of healing, I was able to jump again, and that was when I went on vacation to Hawaii. And I called ahead of time to see if I could go by myself, and I couldn't. I had to do a tandem. So this is my 3rd tandem. I did the 2nd one after my 1st one. Sorry, I got to catch up where I am in here. Sorry. Since I wasn't licensed, I had to do a tandem. This was jump number 10 for me. This is what you see when you come into Hawaii to land. It's obviously quite beautiful. You get out over the blue water, and the wind blows you into the landing area, which is the bottom part next to the runway. I actually got to go to Hawaii about 2 years later after that and jump by myself with a friend who came with me. We did, and this time was with a rental rig, but in this picture he's actually arching to come down to me because I'm lower than him. But we had a fun jumper take that picture from a video. This picture, the plane in the background is called an Otter. It's a twin-engine plane, and usually Skydive Superior has 2 Cessnas. We were lucky to have this Otter twice in 2010. This was the first time, and the second time was for our 50th anniversary, and this is during my graduation jump. We're all touching the top of the ceiling because we're giving the plane lift, doing our part to get it up. And not every skydiver does that, but I usually do it because it gives me a moment to pause and have gratitude that I get to do that. The next few pictures, especially this one, is one of my favorite days. This was when I got my first rig, which I love so much. It's definitely one of my favorite toys by far. Kind of an expensive toy. It was about $4,000. But in the end, I don't pay for my jumps. So having to pay for this, really not a big deal. This was the day I got licensed. I got A and B licensed on the same day, which is quite abnormal because A license is 25 jumps, B license is 50 jumps. Due to quite a few different variables, I didn't get licensed till after 50 jumps. but it was in December, so I was really happy that day. This was my first helicopter jump. This is the Bumblebee that Lake Superior Helicopters has. This was I actually got him to come that day. I was really proud of that. I don't remember exactly what I told him, but I said, you need to come and I need to do a helicopter jump today. So this jump is my favorite four-way because this was one of the first times that we jumped the plan right after we planned the jump, which is what you're supposed to do. It's not very often that it goes right for me, and this time this one did. So it was a really, really good day, and this is Skydive Twin Cities. I wanted to show, a lot of people ask me if we jump in the winter. Yes, we jump in the winter. It has to be at least 20 degrees. The wind has to be less than 17 miles an hour and little to no clouds to be able to jump. But we wear a lot of layers, which is an understatement, which is rubber gloves and quite a few other things. When jumpers reach certain milestones, 100 jumps, 500 jumps, 1,000 jumps, and every 1,000 after that, you get pied. Usually I am the instigator of that pieing because I take great pride in getting somebody when they least expect it. This is Patrick. He's actually from France, and I think that was his 8,000th jump. This is by far my favorite picture of me skydiving. My friend Linnea took it when we were in a track dive. This is a track when you're like this. She framed it, colored it, and put the saying, "The purpose of life is to live." My passion is skydiving. It gives me a sense of living like I've never experienced before. Thank you.